if you don't have as much as other people, but you have the certainty that there is a God and he friggin' loves you, that makes life a little bit easier. I get emotional just thinking about it, man, because I grew up like this, and it's good, man. This isn't a bad life. This wasn't a bad life.
There's two different societies in Puerto Rico. You have the wealthy people from the States and longtime Puerto Ricans. Well, this is where the longtime Puerto Ricans live. We're in Barrio Obrero. It's a neighborhood in San Juan. That's the capital of this strange land. It is fascinating in here, mister. I was told by a bunch of people and the internet to not come in here. It's dangerous. But I did anyway. I did it for you, YouTube. Welcome to the reality of Puerto Rico, everyone. Now, where I'm driving right now is one of the most dangerous and poorest parts of Puerto Rico. I always like to see what a place thinks is bad for perspective. I've been to all the bad places in the United States, and, well, technically, this is part of the United States, so I had to see this place too. And from what I'm seeing right now, it's pretty tame. Looks really rough, but there's an interesting vibe that I haven't felt before. It's one of the most interesting hoods I've ever seen, and I want to share it to you right now. So here we go. Everybody's having a good time out here. Just hanging out on a Saturday. When I planned this trip, I did not think I'd be out of the car wandering around in the hood like I did that day. But there's a lot of things I didn't think I'd do on this Puerto Rico adventure. Barrio Obrero, the biggest Puerto Rican hood. We're about a 15-minute drive from downtown San Juan. Now, there's areas that look way more far gone, way more run down than this part of the island. And I'm going to show those in an upcoming dispatch. But they aren't dangerous. I was told that like 90% of the crime that happens on this island, all the drugs, the crime, the dangerous stuff, they happen here in San Juan. There's about 10,000 people in Barrio Obrero, but the population's going down because people are leaving San Juan. They're either moving back to the States because the quality of life here is declining, or they're getting out of San Juan because they can't afford it. Now, back home on the mainland, a majority of our population's middle class. But in Puerto Rico, the majority is lower class. About half the population lives in poverty, and 80% are paycheck to paycheck, including most of the people on this street right here. The unemployment rate here, just a little bit higher than on the mainland. A lot of these people are working hard, raising families, trying to make a go of it. And a lot of these people, they're on welfare, and they don't do anything. I think I read that half the population here is now out of the job market. So we're going to drive around here, and we're going to go to other neighborhoods in San Juan, and we're going to see how these people live. And you're going to notice a lot of these streets have infrastructure challenges. A lot of these houses are substandard. The plumbing's unreliable. The energy grid's collapsing. Looks pretty rough. The dangerous part? Well, let's go find out. Here he comes now, my boy Lugo. That's my good friend Lugo. He's from Puerto Rico originally, and he offered to be my road dog that day. So where are we going, Lugo?
We're going to Barrio Obrero, in the municipality or municipio de Santurce, right here in Puerto Rico. It's a nice, it's a beautiful area. It's an active, vibrant neighborhood. And you know, just like any neighborhood with a bunch of people, you're gonna have some problems. There's gonna be some folks that are gonna be not as good as others. You know, the perception would be, you know, Barrio, Obrero, you know, or barrios like that in the metro zone in Puerto Rico, they're dangerous places. That would be the perception. But as you've probably learned, once you get there, it's just a bunch of people's hanging around. Just like anywhere else on the planet, they all got wishes, they all got dreams, they all got fears. But hopefully today we'll meet some folks. We're gonna have a nice chat. We're gonna learn a little bit. And you know what? We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah. So this power grid, like I'm seeing,
Oh, this is good.
this is actually not bad. A leaning pole is,
This is okay. This is pretty standard. We do have a big infrastructure problem island-wide, and the natural disasters haven't helped. The Jones Act hasn't helped because it increases prices everywhere. So we are, I think we privatized several years ago now to this company called Luma.
yeah, that's corrupt
Which
and
was-
inefficient.
Yeah, and it has been very, very efficient. But you got your churches, you got your mechanics, you got your shops. So it's a self-contained enclave, and you got a fruit stand right there, and those mandarinas look pretty good. Those might actually be pretty good. That's the Dominican flag, so that's probably a Dominican-owned business. That tells you a little bit about that.
Yeah.
That, you know, these folks, they're not just here messing around, they're here for a better life, just like everybody else.
So there's a bunch of, like, all the houses have bars on the windows. Is that
necessary?
Is that necessary? I mean, it doesn't feel that dangerous in here at all, but everybody's got bars. So is that a cultural, style?
It's a little bit of everything. Number one, if there's a 2x4 flying in a hurricane and it hits your house, but it hits that grate, you're in way better shape than if your house is made out of cardboard.
Yes.
Which is the joke we make about houses in the United States. If you look around, it's all concrete, right? There's no what are houses made of in the United States other than wood?
Stucco?
No. We call it cartón prensado.
Particle board?
Particle board, yeah.
Just
some
cheap
of that.
materials, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We use
Like these
cheap
are all
materials.
brick.
Buenos dias. And now we're in the weeds again.
Now we're in the weeds.
You know, we're a little bit further out from the center of the barrio, so you have some folks. But I guarantee you that everybody knows each other here. This is what we would call a vecindad, or a neighborhood within a neighborhood. And these are all vecinos, right? They're neighbors.
So how would this culture be different than a barrio in the States?
Well,
like close-knit, family values?
Well, for starters,
I don't know. Church is important.
Church is going to be very important, but church is going to be important everywhere in the island. It's a very pious people. You can love or hate that. It is what it is. Buenos dias. I mean, that's another church right there. Let me see if I can say hi to somebody. Buenos días, señora. Perdone la molestia. Yo no estoy viendo contra el tránsito ahora mismo, ¿verdad?
Hasta la esquina.
Hasta la esquinita.
Esquina doble a la derecha y para que
So the power's the biggest problem here. You can't go a week here in the summer without the power going out at some point in the day. The system's just old. And the people here are fed up, I tell ya. And there's no plan. 2/3 of this island are powered by gas-powered generators. Can you imagine? In the US, like 0.5% of our power is fuel at this point. They certainly don't have nuclear power here. Not even close. All the power companies on the island went bankrupt and got into debt. It's a mess. The power goes out all the time for hours sometimes. And the people who suffer the most are the people right here in this part of town, right on this street. We talked about the crime, and right here, this is where all the drug trafficking, the violence, and the gangs are at on this island. There's cartels in here. I hear that the nearby Caribbean islands, they get the drugs here, and then it's easier to distribute them into the U.S. mainland. Statistically, Puerto Rico's murder rate, it's about double back home. San Juan's about as dangerous as New Orleans or Chicago. A lot of people get mugged. There's robberies. But I didn't get that vibe at all. I was told, the crime rate's going down now, Nick. All the drug traffickers and the gangs, they don't want extra heat on them. So the cartels tell people in these hoods, don't rob and steal and bring unnecessary heat into the hood. Come on now, behave. So we can keep dealing drugs and doing other bad stuff. I tell you what though, I didn't see any homeless tents, tweakers, druggies wandering around in here. You walk around our cities back home and it seems like every block there's some junkie laying around, right?
You were asking me about, like, you don't see any open air drug markets.
I don't see all the junkie, druggy, homeless wandering around, open air drug use in Puerto Rico at all. There's a few, of course there's gonna be a few people, but not nearly what I see in the States.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I'd be lying to you if I told you that there isn't a drug problem in the island, but it's nowhere near what you see in the United States. And I would attribute it probably to two things. Number one, we haven't decriminalized all these substances, so there's a disincentive to do it. Whereas in certain states like Oregon and even Colorado, which has decriminalized meth and heroin up to like 4 grams to varying degrees, you can get a citation for it, but it's not an arrestable offense. So most people don't worry about it, and then they just carry a couple of grams. So since you haven't decriminalized that, there's that disincentive. On the other hand, this is still a very family-oriented culture in general. I don't know if we can attribute that to the Spanish. I don't know if we can attribute that to the natives or to a combination of such. But there's a little bit of shame, and shame is okay when it's coming from people who love you and want what's best for you. So if you're doing something stupid like lighting up in the street, your family's going to talk to you about that. And you know what? They're going to shame you a little bit because you probably should be, brought back into the fold. And that takes a little pushing, man. Like, it's just, I don't see that in the States, and it breaks my heart. It's like, let everybody do whatever. It's like, yeah, but we're inherently flawed, all of us. Everybody, the guy walking over there, you, me, everyone. So we got to do better.
Well said, dude.
I mean it. I'm freaking mad, dude. Like, we could do better. We have the resources. We can think our way out of almost every problem we have in this world.
You'll bring that shame upon our family if they see you out there doing drugs. Well, back home, they hand you out needles and tents and cigarette money and motel money and just keep you just at bay instead of trying to help.
Like, let me help you out, Like, let me help you out by giving you some clean needles. Let me help you out by coddling you and telling you that what you're doing isn't going to kill you in 5 to 10 years.
Right.
I guarantee you they have bread in there. I was going to tell you about that kid's loaf of bread.
Yeah.
So it's a staple, el pan. It's big and long like that. It's about a pound of bread, and it'll cost you $2 or something like that. And every morning, you're gonna send your youngest son to el colmadito like this or that one over there, and he's gonna get a pound of bread, and you're gonna eat that with your breakfast. You're gonna cook up a couple of eggs, and you're gonna eat that up with your breakfast. And it's buenos dias.
Should we try to go to Colmadito?
I think we should go to colmadito and get some bread and eat it.
Yeah.
That's what I think we should do. Oh. Yo creo que yo pido direcciones allí.
You need a YouTube channel.
No, God, no.
You asked him what?
My wife would kill me. He said that you can get a beer right here. Have you had a medalla yet?
No. Yes, I love Medalla. I would totally go for a beer at some point.
Well, let me see. Ahí el colmadito.
And
Ahí está.
they're probably gonna have somewhere I can take a leak too, I'd imagine.
If we talk our way into it, then yeah, actually. You want to check it out real quick?
Yeah, man. Gambling machine.
viven por 40 y pico de años.
Right? Medallia. Hey. Inside. Hanging out with the locals.
Él me está documentando que yo me acabo de retirar la fuerza aérea.
Everyone's looking at us, wondering what the hell we're doing. I don't know what Lugo's saying, we're just translating.
De aquí no me sacan.
Murals up. We're just straight up walking around now. There's people hiding, they don't like what I'm doing, but everyone's watching us. And if I didn't have the back of Lugo, I would not be able to do this, but I mean, it's not dangerous, but they wouldn't be comfortable with me doing this if I didn't have an escort that spoke Spanish and was as charming as Lugo is. So he's just kind of, we bought some beers with the locals. This beer is actually really good. And we're just kind of wandering around in here. It's Saturday, it's very alive and alert. We got the laundromat up here. There's just an intersection where all the locals hang out, chill. I can see a lot of people looking at us. Well, because they're curious, I get it. Who's this gringo with the camera? Why is he filming? Because it's fascinating to me. That's why. All right, we are in Old Town. There's Don Luis. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man.
That's my other buddy, Don Luis. He's also from Puerto Rico, and he also offered to drive me around and show me what life is like in this part of San Juan. Good guy. Tell me about what this neighborhood's all about.
Okay, Barrio Obrero, currently, there's a big Dominican population. It's been like that for several decades. It's a working poor neighborhood with a fascinating history. This neighborhood is slightly over 100 years old, and it was constructed with the help of the government back in the 1910s to provide housing for working class people who migrated from the mountains in the early 20th century, because in the early 20th century, Spain used to be our principal client in buying our coffee. We sold a lot of coffee to Spain, and Spain stopped buying our coffee, and a lot of farmers were out of work. And most of the best jobs, at least in the shipping ports, were here in San Juan. And there was a big migration of Puerto Rican farmers from the mountains to the city, and they started bundling up significantly in these slums. And there was an overpopulation crisis in San Juan in the 1910s, and there was a lot of people who lacked housing piling up in the slums. And they came up with this great idea to construct low-income housing, becoming what is known as Barrio Obrero, which means neighborhood of the working man. And then after the 1950s, when a lot of Puerto Ricans got educated, they moved to better neighborhoods. This became a place where Dominican migrants found a home and turned it into their homes ever since, I would say, maybe the 60s and 70s.
So talk to me about the raids that are going on, because I know that I've read that a lot of people that are in here are really worried. They've been doing raids.
Yeah. Okay.
And this isn't as lively as it was because everyone's hiding. That's what I read. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah. Deportations have been happening.
They go even slower on the street.
This is a little bit.
All right.
Deportations have been happening for a long time. But since Trump came back as president, there have been more ICE raids in this neighborhood than ever before. Like, for example, this week I can recall 3 times where I've seen in the news a particular raid at a business, at a house, at a supermarket, you name it. So, and because of it, since a lot of Dominicans, both illegals and those who have their documents, their visas or their U.S. citizenships, they fear for their permanency, and they think that they may actually be deported, even though they have all the legal rights to be here. So, according to what I've heard in the news and from locals as well, yeah, they stopped going to work. They hide in their homes. They even moved temporarily to some other place so they won't be located. Is it dangerous? I mean, it's not as dangerous as, let's say, Caracas or Mexico City or Rio de Janeiro, where crime is really rampant in those areas. Still, in the San Juan area and the general Puerto Rican area, I mean, you should be careful. You should watch for suspicious people, of course. We have seen slight decreases in crime over the years, but it's not a place where you would say it's brutally violent. No, not really.
So the reputation is not the reality of what life is like here with crime.
When it comes to crime, exactly. Right here, this is a housing project, and you'll see a lot of them around the island. This were built many years ago to provide housing for low-income families or people who were unemployed or unable to work. And they're called caseríos. That's the name we've given them.
So this is the projects of Puerto Rico?
The projects of Puerto Rico. Many of them have been taken over by drug gangs, and sometimes some of them even have to.
Can we go a little slower? I know you don't like to want to drive through the hood.
No, but it's okay. It's okay.
Going slow, but this is good footage.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So drugs and gangs run this place?
Yeah,
sometimes?
no, but also a lot of humble people live in there too. It's not that it's taken over completely by them. And some of them, you're not, no strangers are allowed in the projects unless you identify yourself, you contact the person you're here to visit. Even Uber drivers have had some issues dropping people in these caseríos because, you know, they don't live there. It's just going to drop off people, and sometimes they've been confronted by the gangs running the housing projects, and they've had
What's up with that bus?
That's a party bus.
Oh, I thought that was how the school buses were. I was like, holy shit.
A lot of tourists, they get confused, like, why is a school bus?
Oh, I was like,
so
I
colorful?
think that is awesome. Oh, that would have been, yeah, go super slow on the street. This is
Okay,
really cool.
yeah, okay.
We're driving around right now in Barrio Obrero. We're trying to find a spot that we can fly the drone, but understandably, Don Luis is not wanting to park in an area that might be a little sketchy because we don't know this neighborhood too much, right?
Yeah, I mean, this park here is this is
The
okay.
park's fine.
Yeah,
But, you know,
getting close to like one of the caseríos or the housing projects, you gotta be careful.
yeah. All right, here we go.
Okay, here.
We found a spot. We're gonna pull over for a second, and I don't know if it's even gonna let me up because we're really close to the airport, but we're gonna try right now.
¿Le molesta si terminamos la vuelta primero y después venimos? Ah, se va. Do you want a limber?
What does that mean?
It's okay, so it's like a popsicle.
Yeah.
She has a Nutella
Oh,
and a cream. You want a Nutella?
Yeah, let's grab two.
Uno
One
de
for you.
Nutella. Sí.
One for you and one
Pero
for me.
déjeme pagar, por favor. Gracias.
Here, I got it.
Dos.
What are we getting? She's selling popsicles at her house?
So it's a limber. So it's going to be in a plastic cup. Chances are there's going to be a little popsicle stick on it.
All right.
And it is it's just like a homemade popsicle. Ave María, yo no he tocado un limber hace más de 5 años. Dios me la bendiga. Dios me la bendiga. Pues este es mi amigo
Gracias.
Nick. Muchas gracias, de verdad. ¿Le puedo pagar? No necesito cambio ni nada.
No necesita, pues
No.
no necesita, pues.
Dios le bendiga.
Gracias, igual.
De verdad, muchas gracias.
Lindo día.
Chao, y usted también.
Cristo les ama.
Cristo nos ama. Eso es verdad. She finished by saying that Christ loves us. Like I told you, faith is important. It's a big pillar to this community. And, you know, if you don't have as much as other people, but you have the certainty that there is a God and he friggin' loves you, that makes life a little bit easier. I get emotional just thinking about it, man. Because I grew up like this. And it's good, man. This isn't a bad life. This wasn't a bad life. So
what is it? This is this awesome treat that we just got.
this is alimber. So think of it as a popsicle. The proper way to eat it is to very carefully, Nicholas, very carefully. You put your finger over it and you squeeze it until it lifts up.
Oh.
And then you
shit.
flip it, and you got yourself your popsicle.
Oh, damn.
It's yummy.
I know, I'm gonna screw that up. I just know it. We're at Barrio Obrero. We got a limber.
Got an illegal limber.
An illegal limber from the lady back there. Contraband. Oh, it's good.
It's pretty good.
$1.25. Thank you, Lugo, for buying us these.
I got you, bro.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna keep driving around and see what else we can find here. And it might look sketchy. It does look sketchy. It might look foreboding and dangerous, but it's not. It's like a typical thing where you're like, you gross, dirty, bars on windows, broken sidewalks, must be ghetto, must be bad. Way better than a lot of hoods I've been into in the States.
I don't know everything. We're gonna Shaddai. That's another church. So I don't know if you know this, but in like 2 or 3 blocks, we saw like 4 churches.
Yeah.
And that's such a big part. This is a colmadito.
What do these folks do for a living?
They survive, my friend. As you can see, you have small versions of everything you're gonna need in this region. You know, you have a comer, a place to fix your car, you have a place to eat, you have cell phone plans. It's all very self-contained. Think of it as an enclave, right? And there's a little bit of everything. And this is really, you picked a really good spot because it's a very good microcosm where you see a nice house right next to this home that is in disrepair to our left.
Let me turn that.
Oh, sorry.
No, I hate that freaking. Yeah, so you've got like the nice houses. So. And then you've got like the older houses on the other side.
And they might be sitting next to each other. And the difference is, you know, who takes the time to maintain it? Of course, the circumstance. You know, sometimes we are subject to natural disasters and sometimes people can't, you know, fix their way out of them. But we get pretty ingenious over here. You see that white PVC thing?
Yeah.
That's a television antenna.
Oh, can you stop for a sec?
Yeah. When we converted...
What?
When we converted, so we find our ways. You know?
Man.
Buenos días. Es que vi la antena y le estaba contando el cuento de cuando cambiamos de análogo a digital y como nosotros hemos inventado de cómo bregar con eso. Claro que sí. Claro que sí.
Oh my God! I'm glad I got you in the car.
She didn't want to be, I talked to her and I said, hey, this is kind of what we're doing over here. We're going to have this video. And she was like, well, you know, I don't want you to take my picture. I don't want you. And I was like, okay, cool. Because I was trying to see if she wanted to talk to us, have a chat.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah.
I got you, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people are shy, but you'd be surprised how many people are like, they just come out and they're like, what are you doing? And then you end up like, okay, I got to go. Like they will spend all day with you.
Muévete, perrito. I like dogs. We will not be hitting any dogs today.
No. So stray dogs is the problem I've heard here.
I mean, again, it's you have a very working class place. So some folks, they don't have a lot of money. So maybe they take a dog, they can't take care of it. Dogs ends up in the street. Or maybe it's just a circumstance. Maybe it's just, como te digo, after Maria, there were so many pets, so many pets that were lost. And some of them survived out in the woods. Like we have a lot of iguanas, so a dog can chomp away all day. I'm not saying that I've had them, but they got tails, and if it if you can eat it, we're gonna eat it.
So like back here, so do you think this is like Hurricane Maria, somebody abandoned and just walked away? Because I heard that like a lot of the people, the deeds are like oral, right? And so people were trying to get hurricane relief, but they couldn't prove that they own the house because that was my grandma's house and she gave it to me. And it's like the tradition here is.
I can.
Like
okay, you see the blue line of the nylon.
Yeah. The tarp.
Okay,
whatever.
that's a
that is.
toldo, and those things were given out during Maria. And the fact that this many years later we can still see what remains of them tells you that the story you just told me is completely true. So, this is an excellent example of a house that's likely abandoned. I'm willing to bet that they work on cars here.
Yeah.
So again, you have a mechanic. He's
working
he's
out of his
probably,
house,
yeah,
probably?
he's probably
Yeah.
working out of his house. He's living. He's figuring stuff out day by day, which is really what we all do. Well, see, there's another toldo right there.
Oh, the antenna?
Which no,
the tarp.
The tarp.
thing. Yeah.
Which again, it's how long ago was Maria now?
17, so 8 years?
Dios mío. So in 8 years, we still have these things. Buenos días. We still have these como te digo, problems. These are chicken coops.
Ooh, that's a good shot. Maybe I should hop out and get that.
Let me
That's
back up.
a really good.
Let me know.
Yeah, this is good.
That thing is gorgeous. Oh, look at the talons.
It's gonna get me. So, do you think that this is just typical? Someone just walked away and just left it here like this?
Yeah. More likely, somebody passed away and the kids didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
That's your most likely scenario. And that goes to the brain drain that we're suffering as an island, which you want to talk about social problems. I would say that's probably the worst part, because it's a replacement that's kind of happening. Like I told you in the beginning, you know, you got people that are working class, and you got people that are
The older folks that are like not working. Of course, you want to know how much the houses cost here. You may be thinking of moving here. Well, there's houses on the street for $50K. There's some that are more than $1 million, but I think most of the houses in here, they're around $100 to $200K. But you'd have a lot of work to do. They have a big time affordable housing shortage here, just like where you live back home. I think they need like 100,000 low-income units to meet the demand of all the people that are growing more and more poor. Well, that'll never happen. They'd be lucky to get to 1,000. They just don't earn a lot of money here. Teachers make like $30K. Even nurses here, they're one paycheck away from being broke.
Nos sentimos bien.
Algo como, me imagino, valores de familia, de comunidad, de
De
religión.
familia, por ejemplo, basándonos en eso de la familia, pues aquí nosotros podemos ver cómo las madres que viven aquí llevan los niños a la escuela y los niños pues nos saludan, hola. De hecho, a mí uno me regalaste un dulcecito, una buena niña. Y yo, ay, qué lindo, le di un abracito. O sea que eso aquí pues es algo muy típico y que disfrutamos mucho porque nos llevamos bien. En la cara se nos nota, tú sabes, semblante de alegría de que estamos en un país donde nos sentimos bien.
That was a lot.
Recibe.
Okay. Where are we at now?
We're going to come into Rio Piedras up ahead. I just mentioned the Barrio Venezuela thing as just like that's that, and I would not go in there.
So that Barrio Venezuela over here,
Yeah.
and
It's
you
the
don't
one
think
up there.
it's even poorer than Barrio Obrero?
I think it's slightly poor, although I really don't have the
And you don't think I should go in there? Now I want to go in there.
Yeah, you want to go in there?
I'll go in there another
Well,
time.
let's go to Rio Piedras and then we'll
I'll go
make
to-
an executive decision.
I'll go in there tomorrow. I'll go in there in the morning.
Okay.
So back in the 1950s and 60s, Puerto Rico was doing pretty good. Then the U.S. tax laws incentivized companies to come here and open up shop, and so they could get big tax breaks. That brought in a lot of jobs, especially in pharmaceuticals and clothing manufacturing. And then all the tax breaks ended and our companies came back to the States. So people got poorer. When the companies left, Puerto Rico didn't have anything substantial on its own, and the place went downhill beginning in the late 90s. Services got cut, people got broke. The whole island had to borrow money with high interest rates just to keep the place running. Supposedly the welfare culture on this island is still wrong. A lot of people say this would be considered a third world country if it wasn't part of the U.S. Those aren't my words. Look on the internet.
Okay, you ready to go to La Perla?
And dance Despacito? Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not
No.
gonna dance that thing.
You want to go to the Perla with me?
I could.
Really?
Sure.
La Perla?
Sure. I mean, today?
Like, you'll drive around in there with me?
Driving around, I think might be a little issue.
Okay, La Perla.
La Perla,
Let's go. Why don't we just go down there?
No.
No?
No. I'm gonna go with a hard no.
Why?
Because it is my understanding that if you're gonna go down there, especially if you're gonna take a camera, you need to get some permissions first.
Okay.
Now I have 3 combat tours. I'm not going down there.
Nobody would take me to La Perla. Well, it does have a bad reputation. They call it the shanty town, the shadow besides the castle. It's this old beat-up neighborhood. It's just about a block from Old Town San Juan. It's the oldest slum in the New World down there. Here's what the Barrio looked like in the 1950s. I guess back then, the roads weren't even paved. That's where the slaves lived. They wouldn't let them live in the city limits. Today, it's walled off from the tourist part, and there's all kinds of rumors about the place.
A few years back in 2021, 2 tourists from Michigan, they went there, I think it was to buy drugs, and also one of them started filming videos there and take photos, and then the local drug lord warned them not to shoot there, not to take photos, because it's prohibited. The guy didn't listen. They kidnapped both of them. One made it away. He was hit badly because he was getting beaten up. But the one who did not make it was killed and burned and left to rot in a town somewhere on the west side.
So that's why people say not to come here. Well, Kim heard about that story too. I was looking at her phone. She had this checklist before we left for Puerto Rico, and it said sunscreen, water shoes, all this other stuff. And then we are not going to La Perla. I guess there's gangs down there. I don't think it's that bad anymore. It's supposedly the distribution point for fentanyl and heroin, but they're fixing things up. They're running the crime out. Tourists are told, don't go down there, but it's overhyped. It's not that bad anymore.
Problem for me, because I believe that we can go down there and we're not going to find a bunch of hardened criminals, but we're going to find some people that have been framed so negatively in the press. They've been framed so negatively just in general culture. You hear about La Perla and you say, oh, eso es tan peligroso. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's how it is, but I'm going to respect their space.
All right.
And since I don't know them, I'm not gonna go down there. Barrio Obrero, different story, way more open. Over there, I feel that they like their privacy. That's my understanding. I'm gonna let them have it.
Now, what if I flew the drone over it? That would be okay, right?
Probably.
I mean, they can't stop. They're not going to.
Cannot imagine.
They don't have
that's
any
gonna be a
anti-drone
problem.
guns.
I mean, I don't think they do.
I'm going into La Perla, the most famous neighborhood in North America. And I feel like if they get mad at me, I can run. It's early. They're probably asleep anyway. Okay, that's enough. See, I went down there and I didn't get shot or kidnapped. So I'm tough and strong and brave. Doing it for you, YouTube. You don't pay me enough for this shit.
I'll go into La Perla and show them who's boss. This is the USA. My land, not theirs.
Well, nice try, Mappy. But it's not that bad in here now, so you're not being very tough by going in there.
I can still push them around anyways. It makes me feel good about myself.
Well, you could if that makes you feel better about yourself. Well, I push you around because it makes me feel better about myself. See? Now, despite all of this, Puerto Rico's doing much better than their Caribbean cousins. They're way richer here than they are in Haiti and Cuba and Jamaica and the Dominican Republic. So a lot of those poor nations try to come here. And then they leave here and they come to your town back home.
Rio Piedras is another old barrio that is slowly seeing some improvement. And since there's a lot of interest to bring this back to what it was once, I would say maybe in 5 or 10 years, this has a chance of becoming like a new hub to buy, to eat, to just chill out. But it needs a little bit more work. Also, I remember when after Hurricane Maria came by, a lot of foreigners started buying property here, started fixing them up. And what I hope it happens is to try to get any property that is abandoned. Hopefully the local government will send out notices that if you don't destroy this property or rebuild it or fix it up, we're gonna impound it. If that motivates locals to at least fix these buildings up.
Look at the power line. I could see like how the vines are growing on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're trying to, good. They're incentivizing people to fix their shit
exactly.
up.
They should because of its location, its history. I mean, it deserves to have a comeback. Okay, I have to go. Oh, we're gonna go around the church right here. This would be the main plaza if you really want to step out and shoot stuff, drones. This is a spot.
Okay, let's do it.
Let me just find a legal spot.
So this is a plaza in a neighborhood of working class people where you've got restaurants and places to get.
There's a small pharmacy right there.
Yeah, there's your little pharmacy. So the plazas are a big deal. I was told every time we go to a little city everywhere, the plazas are all very. Oh yeah, they're okay. This is my first plaza.
Let's see if I can
Centro,
find...
what they call the El Centro.
Yeah. And there's more to see.
Little cafes.
Yeah, there's more to see rather than just this, but
no,
we'll get there.
People live up top.
Mm-hmm.
This is the center of life. And then the church is always in the middle of the plaza, right?
Always.
It's like the plaza was built around the church, huh?
Well, actually, that's an old Spanish habit. It was actually made into law. The church entry always faces east because it's a sunrise.
Okay. All around in this little neighborhood, this is the main plaza in here where you've got all your mom and pops and there's some, looks like some apartments, church, places to eat, hang out, get your hair did. It's the center of life for this neighborhood, right? Okay, so that's the reality of life in the Puerto Rico hoods. I came here because there's a curiosity about how other people live that you guys have, but for the most part, you like looking at bad things, so I had to give you what you wanted. It looks pretty rough in here, but for the most part, these people are living life the best they can. Biggest takeaway is these people don't have a lot, but there's pride in their family and in what they have, and they're living the best lives that they can. And that's the mentality that's missing back on the mainland. I feel like if we had that mentality, we'd be better off. So maybe we can learn a lesson from these people, at least a little bit. Are you looking to move and need advice? I do consulting. That's right. I'll sit down and talk about where the next perfect place for you and your family should be. I do it all the time. Together, let's find you a new home that's safe and checks all your boxes. And I can also help you find your new house too. Email me and I'll work with you on not just helping you figure out where to move, but I can help you find your perfect home too. That's right. I know awesome, reliable agents all over the country, and I'd love to connect you to somebody who can help you search for that perfect home. And if you want to buy some Mappy gear, click the store link on my homepage. From there, you can check out the latest merch. There's hoodies, coffee cups, stickers, and shirts. Show off how much you love Mappy and support the channel. And I'm on Cameo too. If you want me to send you or somebody you know a personalized video message, go to Cameo and search Nick Johnson YouTube. It's fun.
Hey YouTube world, I'm Sage, Nick's manager. You've enjoyed a Corner House Entertainment production, so watch another one.
Hey guys, if you learned something new about America or what it's like to live in America, great. You should think about subscribing and turning on your notifications. You can also click one of these videos or playlists for more.